A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and here on the JP Broadcasting Network, it's Sunday night and it's GR86 action returning. For the first of 12 weeks in a row, welcome along to the Forefront Toyota GR86 Championship presented by the Tanso Racing Group. My name's Alex Goldschmidt. Joining me in the booth, as always, good evening, Mr. James Parfitt. How are you, buddy? Good to see these plucky young Japanese cars back on the grid again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to this one. Should be an interesting one, dude. It's going to be fun as well. Fighting, having a little bit of techie issues in the background, so you might have to bear with us. Things might change on the overlay as we go along. But looking forward to it. Should be a good one. Loads of drivers. Loads.
42 of them, as we've just come to the end of the three-lap solo qualifying taking place over the last 10 minutes. So we have a 12-week calendar. We start here at VIR. We've got Ridskogen, Snetterton, Daytona, Zandvoort. We'll go through the calendar a little bit later on, but we are set and ready for our first of two races tonight. 20 minutes on the counter, and it will be Josh Arnold that takes the inaugural pole position for this season ahead of Jack Holland. Sam Berry and Aaron Myers on row 2, Lee Martin and Daniel Wareham row 3, Alex Cubulus and Matt Benson row 4, with Michael Dolan and Chris James rounding out your top 10. And we got Harry Seven and Dylan Bronze rounding out row 6. Ryan Clark and Michael Vester rounding out row 7. Dan Forster and Simon McPhee next up, ahead of Matthew Massey and Igor Sotiro. Matt Parfitt and Eugene Webber next up, ahead of Robert Barber and Peter Woodmore. Connor Pink and John Harley round out row 12. Then row 13, Joseph Lopez, Mr. Zoomies, joined by Carlos Roman from Puerto Rico on row 13. Alexander Claudio and Abdul Rahman Aloda from Saudi Arabia on row 14. Rounding out the top 30, Jason Brennan and Terry Atkinson. Paul West and Ray Cardinal round out row 16, ahead of Brian Corbin and Casper Roost. Then we got Ahmed Mohammed and Cameron Phillips, with Jan Whittaker, Adam Goff from Wales, John Johnston, Stephen Hendrickson, David McLean and Curtis Matthews. Rounding out your 42-strong grid. And a big thank you to the title sponsor based out of Calgary in Canada. It's Forefront Fabrication and Design, who use a combination of advanced technology with master craftsmanship to deliver superior custom metal fabrication solutions. And they've got a 13,000 square foot shop with a lot of the most major stuff when it comes to CNC and that kind of stuff. So link is in the description below. We have got a prize pool up for grabs, a total of $450 for this particular series. The drivers can have 2 drop weeks. There is a 1-hour enduro, and that's going to take place.
Somebody's moved there, bud. Sorry, we are off and running.
Moved, yes. So we are underway for the first of 2 races, 20 minutes, and then we'll have a top 20 inverted reverse grid for the 25-minute feature. But it is going to be Josh Arnold that's going to lead the way. Around the outside goes the 325 as they head through out of the horseshoe and then run down towards NASCAR Bend at turn 3. But Arnold from the powerful SimTech Racing organisation, who have got a few other drivers, including the likes of Dan Forster and Daniel Wareham, who we've seen in action in previous seasons. Most recently, the Tanso Racing Group Toyota GR86 Grand Tour that took place not that long ago actually, towards the tail end of 2025, but everyone's still trying to make their way through. And it is Jack Holland ahead of, I think, now I'm wondering who that is in second position. That is there's Jack Holland. So at the minute, more to the point, you can just see there has been a bit of quite a few drivers that have dropped all the way down the bottom of the order. So about 5 or 6 cars that have not exactly made their way through Sector 3 rather cleanly. But the leaders coming down the backstretch now in towards the infamous roller coaster section. So up the hill they go at turn 14 very shortly, but it's just this long straightaway. And we're seeing drivers top out at about 135 miles an hour. These are production-based road cars. 2-litre inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engines producing around about 300 brake horsepower. Rear-wheel drive. And more to the point, the only bit of aero they've got is effectively the rear wing on the car. They do have open setups thereof, as it is going to be the fact that we complete the opening lap of this race, and everyone has pretty much got through relatively unscathed, apart from Michael Vestor, who's just dived into the pit lane. And there is Sam Berry, Mr. Fresh Rubber himself in the 329. He's diving to the inside of Jack Holland, through at the horseshoe, gets through. So Josh Arnold still continues to lead. A couple of other drivers, Peter Woodmore has also gone in, Igor Satiro, Brian Corbin. So, yeah, Josh Arnold is the leader at the moment. He's put in the fastest lap of the race, no surprise then. 2 minutes 11.693 by the man from Simtech. Ran in the number 355, the Canadian driver. Lee Martin rounds out your top 4 at the minute, ahead of Michael Dolan, Daniel Wareham, Matt Benson, Alex Kubelis in 8th, ahead of Chris James and Harry Seven, who leads the Pro-Am division. So more to the point.
We are good. The racing is underway. You've got an overlay, which is absolutely amazing, guys. I do apologise for any forms of thing. Alex did a wonderful job at the beginning there while I was fupping around like an absolute trooper to try and get the overlay up on your screen. Mikey Dolan sitting in 6th for the moment. Aaron Myers tucked in right behind as well, as these guys are on that long run down that straightaway. Coming into the right-hander, it's going to be an interesting one here, Alex. I think this is going to be a fiery one for these first opening race.
Yeah, it's just the case of everyone trying to get their feelers out in this first 20-minute encounter. So it just goes to show that these drivers really do have to push the limit of adhesion. Of course, the air temperature on the track, 18.3 degrees, 20.5 on the circuit, so fairly good conditions. And whether, you know, we might get a rain shower at some point in some of the races, maybe later on in the season, depending if they've done dynamic weather. But Sam Berry closing in on Josh Arnold for the race lead as they come across the line after lap number 2, and it's a new fastest lap by the man in 2nd position as they go into the horseshoe. Here on lap number 3, Aaron Mayers now puts in the fastest lap time of the race, 2 minute 2.747. But look at this scramble here. The top 7 covered by just 1.8 seconds. And still, Josh Arnold is trying to make the back end of that GR86 as wide as humanly possible. Sam Berry's looking to try and maybe throw the old Nigel Mansell dummy, as long as he doesn't bump over the curbs like he did just then. However, this is a very, very closely packed race at the meantime. But the biggest gap at the moment from 7th to 8th is about 1.3 seconds. And then you've got from Ryan Clark to Harry Seven to Ryan Clark. That's the battle for what I assume would be the Pro-Am class lead. So the drivers are going to have to watch their 6, so to speak. So Harry Seven leads in Pro-Am ahead of Ryan Clark and Simon McPhee. But Arnold, Berry and Holland line astern coming out of Oak Tree at turn 12, and down the back straightaway we go. And some of the cars here, JP, are really effectively topping out at just over 130 miles an hour.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to go for it as well. Under the draft, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how these guys get on. We're on the nose of Josh Arnold, Jack Holland, as he tucks in behind Sam Berry. Josh Arnold goes in, still out in front, through the right-hander of the roller coaster. He's going to come through the left as well. He's got this annoying 16A, 16B. The Americans can't count. We know that. That's a pain in the bum for all of us. Through the final corner, we go to Hogpen. Now it's going to be this run again. Now, don't forget, this line is not straight away. It's quite far up, and we generally have runs which does take place right up until the end of the end of the line, because you can see the line is very, very far. It's still going, it's there. So there will be some fighting towards the end, Alex, and I think it's going to be very, very interesting as Berry's looking at making a move on the inside.
Yeah, he did flex the old Nigel Mansell dummy, and he's trying to get through on the inside. He has done. Here comes Daniel Wareham. So this is going to really showcase the powers of Simtech. They have been very, very strong whenever you see Tanso Racing GR86 action. And this is where it's going to get a bit crucial, as now Holland up the inside of Berry. Ryan Clark has just had a little bit of an excursion off track, so he's dropped from second in Pro-Am and has dropped behind the likes of McPhee, Parfitt, et al. Connor Pink, who also was the Pro-Am victor in the Tanso Racing Group GR86 Grand Tour. He's currently 5th at the moment in the class, and he's actually just got past Matt Parfitt. But the way that these drivers are, they're driving these cars like they stole them. But more to the point, Arnold has done a really, really stellar job. We're halfway through lap number 4, and we've just hit the 7.5 minute mark. So here at VIR, qualifying very, very important. But when you have a one-make series such as this, that is really going to give you an indication as to how competitive this and the next 11 weeks will be, well, strap in, because it's going to be a long old roller coaster ride, and it will make you more scared than Nemesis at Alton Towers.
Absolutely. If anybody's been on that, it is a bit of a heart ride. Jack Holland having a go with Josh Arnold now through into the right-hander. These guys are getting on. Down they go. Now he's through to the left as well. They're coming into that final part of the racetrack. Is it going to be this run again? Arnold's got that inside line, and Holland's going to be able to push out there. He's run a little bit wide. That's allowed Berry through. That's allowed Wareham through. That's allowed Benson through as well with Aaron Myers. Holland has dropped down the order faster than a broken elevator at Trump Towers, unfortunately, and he's gone all the way down into 6th from first, or up by first, down to 6, Alex. Gone Pete Tong for Mr. Holland there.
Yeah, it's also gone Pete Tong for Matt Dolan as well. He's just got a black flag and he's serving his penalty in pit lane as we speak. And Josh Arnold still hanging on, but Daniel Wareham to the outside. He's going to get the inside line now. This is going to be very, very close indeed. So the two Simtech drivers swap positions as Wareham hits the front. Berry and Benson side by side. So the man from Valhalla Motorsports dives to the inside. Through at left hook, Berry to the inside at turn 4B, manages to retake the position, but Benson is not one to give up easily as they now make their way through the state complex, and then they're going to make their run down to turn 10 at South Bend before. It's going to be hard on the anchors, but Arnold and Wareham are literally inseparable at the moment as they go up the incline in towards turn number 10. And look at this train. It is absolutely phenomenal how close this opening race of the Forefront Toyota GR86 Championship has become. And more to the point, I think that's Aaron Myers trying to get through. He gets a bit of a wiggle coming out of Oak Tree. Manages to hold it on the black stuff, but that was a Code Brown cleanup on aisle 3 for the 322. Gathers it back up. Meantime, Arnold, Wareham and Berry are starting to pull away ever so slightly. The gap between Berry and Benson is now nigh on a second.
Yeah, but you look who's at the front. That's the problem, isn't it? You've got two of the Simtech boys. Arnold and Wareham, they don't even have to play with each other. They can just leave each other alone and let them just make their ways forward. There's no need for them. The only person who's given them grief is this Mr. Fresh Rubber Berry, of course, but even he's got a teammate in Chris James. The interesting thing, this is 1 to 9, and they are not very far apart as well. 1 to 9, 3.2 seconds in front of Harry 7, who's in the back there trying to keep up, but it's not often you get 1 to 9, only 3.5 seconds apart. That's what we've got. These two are not going to make a move. It's down to old Berry boy here to give him some grief and separate them, because that's what they need.
Yeah, exactly. They need a little bit of separation, but Sam Berry is going to go for the buy one, get one free special. He's going to give it a try, but unfortunately he's going to come out second best as they go through once again into NASCAR Bend at turn 3. Sam Berry has got the bit between his teeth, and Wareham and Arnold can feel the pressure like the heat on the back of their necks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not going to stop either. It's not going to stop. We've got 9 minutes. This is going to be 9 minutes of racing. It's going to be 9 minutes of battling. There's also battles all the way through the field. Terry Atkinson is having a good old battle with Carlos Ramon further down at the same time. Casper Roost is mixing it up, but he's got John Johnson tucked in behind him. JT there having a good old go. Curtis Matthews in the mix. Adam Goff, Eugene Webster, or Webber and Peter Woodmore all down as well. There's loads of battles throughout, but it's just picking up on this front one, because this front one is is changing so often that we're just trying to keep it in track and keep track of what is going on. You can see Benson's just run wide. That's going to allow Myers to go through. Holland's trying to get his recovery after he went from first to sixth within one corner. It's all getting very, very mixed up at the front. I tell you what, though, for Chris James, he could really, really do with getting up to old Berry, because Berry could do with a helping hand here. You know, and that's what he needs at the same time. So Chris has got to get moving forward. But the problem is he's got Lee Martin and Matt Benson in front of him. And the problem is he can't get past them.
It's like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object situation. And especially on a very, very tight track. Oh, moment there for, I think that was for Jack Holland again for the ITZ racing car. And he's lost out to, well, Matt Benson's just dropped it off the circuit. He's lost 4 places. That's not where you want that to happen coming out of Hogpen. So Matt Benson makes an absolute mess of the final corner and he drops like a stone into the pond. And that just goes to show here at VIR, one wrong move and you pay for it badly.
Absolutely, Chris, you've got to go, son. Sitting in, I get what you're doing, but you've got to go, mate. You've got to go. You had the opportunity there. You've got to start trying to take them on. Start moving up, getting up with Sam at the front, because otherwise you are going to end up just being stuck there. Martin on Holland now running side by side. Matty Benson down behind Alex Kubelis. Now he's got Harry Seven not too far apart. Dan Foster trying to get on the mix. He's got McPhee from the AM second, Ryan Clark third, Connor Pink down there in fourth as well. There's so many battles happening on the left-hand side. If I show you the intervals, you can see the little colours. That means they're under half a second. JT's got Matthews and Woodmore tucked in right behind him as well. So JT's in the mix. It's a big sweaty grid here tonight with 41 drivers, I think, we've got going, and it is mixing up constantly. Berry's gone there up front. There's been an incident with Arnold.
Oh, Wareham. Oh my goodness. Where now? Oh no. Both of them. Arnold and Wareham. It's the case of don't take out your teammates. Oh dearie me. There's going to be a big old debrief, and I bet you and I could be definitely wanting to be flies on the wall in that debrief after this race. My goodness, guys. And Daniel Wareham's going to pull that into pit lane. He has got no rear bumper. The rear end's all over the shop. And Dan Wareham's initial moment with his teammates has just come to blows. And Josh Arnold, very, very lucky to be where he is now, because he's currently P4. But there is Chris James now up to 5th position. So, and he's got Lee Martin, Matt Benson, Alex Kubelis not too far behind. So, Chris, get your skates on, mate, because there's a few cars in front of you that you do need to pass if you want to get into that overall top 3.
Yeah, can we get a fresh rubber 1-2? Oh, who knows?
Oh,
who knows? Who are misses? You can see in the groups, Harry Seven leading the way with McPhee in second and Clark in third in the Pro-Ams, and it's Berry, Myers and Holland in the AMs at the moment, with Arnold there moving his way forward. Same with McPhee and Dan Foster are currently in the middle of doing that as they're battling away here as well. So it's going to get very, very tight all the way through the rest of this field. Dan Wareham's in pit lane at the moment. Ryan Clark is mixing it up there. I love the Spectra livery. He looks absolutely stunning with the green, with McPhee and Foster. The problem is for Clark, he's got our very own Connor Pink in behind him. So he's battling away at the same time. So lots of action taking shape, lots of fights still to come.
Loving Connor's new livery in the Pinks Motorsport green and black. He's done a bit of a camo, an army camo style livery on that thing, so that looks absolutely glorious. But he's not out of the woods yet, as we've got Webber having a black flag, having not served his slow down penalty quick enough. But now the battle is between the 329 of Fresh Rubbers, Mr. Fresh Rubber himself, Sam Berry. He's got Aaron Myers in the 322 from the US right on his rear, and the gap is 0.2 of a second. We're into the final 4 minutes of this 20-minute race. As all that was Matt Parfitt, I think, losing the back end, and he's just gone and channeled his inner Valtteri Bottas and done a bit of grass mowing in the front balance on that car. Drops to 15th overall. That puts him P6 in Pro-Am. Harry 7 at the moment is now in P9 overall. But meantime, I mean, Berry and Myers, well, obviously we saw what happened with regards to Messrs Arnold and Wareham. This is not going to be very conducive, because Myers now has got a big old head of steam, and Berry's like thinking, what have I got to do to shake this man off my rear bumper? Well, the big thing is he's going to go up the inside. So Aaron Myers in the I think that's CTD, I think are the initials on the side of that car in the 322, but they're going to be wheel to wheel here into the left-hander at turn 3 at NASCAR Bend. Myers makes the move complete, and with 3 minutes to go, he becomes our new race leader.
Yeah, picking up there as well. Not quite sure where the blinking has all of a sudden started from. Just bear with us on that one. Not quite sure why all of a sudden it's done that. As Aaron Myers, Sam Berry continue to fight it out. Jack Holland's in the mix at the same time here. And we'll hopefully get this settled back down again once it gets underway. Not on. I'm not high on that one.
Well, John Harley's been in the pits. We've got Eugene Webber and Michael Dolan in the pits. Webber with the black flag, Dolan with mechanical damage. But Aaron Myers now is going to be going from being the hunted, from being the hunter to the hunted. But Sam Berry is going to be very, very close to him. There's Jack Holland in the 325. He's got Josh Arnold and Chris James right behind him. So can Chris get his skates on? 2 minutes remain here at VIR, and next time around we will be, I think, effectively going on to our final lap, because they're running on 2-minute 3s, 2-minute 4s, and Chris James against Josh Arnold. Well, it's Sam Berry through on Aaron Myers for the race lead at the roller coaster. The 329 timed that to perfection, got the slipstream, got the side draft, and made the pass work. But going through Hogpen, both drivers using a lot of curbing. Final lap now gets underway here at VIR for the first of 2 races tonight here for the Forefront Toyota GR86 Championship, presented by Tanso Racing Group. And it's 3.3 miles left to go. Berry has got Myers to the outside into the horseshoe, and Sam Berry keeps it neatly parked on the apex. They've got a little bit of back marker traffic just up ahead, and Sam Berry quickly on the flasher saying, come on sunshine, Adam away, leader coming through, and then that driver exits stage right, rejoins nearly into the path of Jack Holland. Oh my goodness me, should have pulled it to the left, not the right.
Oh, dearie me, that is a... yeah, that's poor old McLean now. I'm not quite sure if David McLean really knew what he was to do in that situation. He had people coming at him, and I think he just had a panic on. Went to the right, run it off track, and the problem is hit the accelerator. The car then wanted to come back across the track, which again was then causing a problem. So overall, it was a bit of a messy one. But for these guys now as well, they've got literally the oak tree to go. Then the run down, then through the roller coaster, and then it is game over. Who's going to get this from race number 1 here? Is it going to be Sam Berry? Is it going to be Mr. Aaron Myers? Well, time's going to tell.
Out of oak tree for the final time here on lap number 10 out of 10. And now it's the run down the back straightaway. And this is where it could pay to the favour of Aaron Myers. But they're going up the incline here on the back stretch, halfway down it now, and then it's the roller coaster and then Hogpen to negotiate before we see the checkered flag. Myers to the inside, he's going to return the favour through at the roller coaster, but Berry keeps it round the outside. He's 2 wheels on the grass. Berry's off! Berry's off! Oh, I can't believe it! It's happened straight away! And he's going to have a slow-down penalty. And that is going to put Chris James up into 4th position. But Aaron Myers will come out of Hogpen, and he will pick up the first win of the Forefront Toyota GR86 Championship here at VIR. He wins from Jack Holland and Josh Arnold. It's going to be a run to the line for Benson and Martin. Benson edges out Martin by 0.146 of a second. And Sam Berry... whoa, he tried to keep it around the outside. Myers had the racing line, and Sam Berry, I think, just hoisted himself up onto the cross for everyone to see, and that was it. Game over. Aaron Myers wins in Pro, and Harry 7 wins in Pro-Am.
Great result there for Harry 7. Good run down to the line as well. Good job from him. A couple of drivers still trying to come over the line. and finish off. Casper Roost is there as well. He was trying to catch up with Curtis Matthews. Unfortunately, did not get Curtis Matthews. Casper Roost sitting down in 15th in class, 26th over. Oh, Adam Goff coming over the line as well, and a few others still to come. But yeah, great job from all of them. Let's have a look back and see if I can find the Sam Berry's moment. I do wonder if there was contact.
That is going to be the big thing. It's great to see. We're going to have the helicam shot here. So let's see. No, Sam's just taken too much speed in. That's the problem. I think Sam just he thought, well, I'm going to give Aaron the room, but it was just that too much speed being carried through. It gave him an off-track slowdown. Yeah. And from that, our good friend Mr. Wookiee Wanderer missed his breaking point. Yeah. Just a little bit.
Just a bit.
In the words of G to G, just a little bit, you know. I'm not going there. Right.
You know you want to. You know you want to go there. It's like going, just a little bit more. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't deny it.
I can't remember the rest. That's the only bit of the song I remember. Well, I mean, but the thing was, it was a hit back in the day.
It was. You're right.
You know, so it's what a race though. Aaron Myers, the 322 from the United States, takes the win ahead of Jack Holland and Josh Arnold, who round out our pro top three. Chris James, Matt Benson, Lee Martin, Alex Kubelis, and Mr. Fresh Rubber, who didn't keep the rubber on the asphalt, I'm afraid, finishes in P8 after that one. Harry 7, Ryan Clark, and Connor Pink round out your top three in Pro-Am, and they complete the top 11 ahead of Dan Forster, Simon McPhee, Carlos Romer, and Matt Parfitt round out your top 15 overall ahead of Terry Atkinson, Joseph Lopez, and Alexander Claudio rounding out your top 18. Ahmed Mohammed and Peter Woodmore round out the top 20. Daniel Warren recovered to finish in 21st, ahead of Dinan Bronze, Matthew Massey, John Johnston, Curtis Matthews, Casper Roost, Adam Goff. Then we had also Roy Cardinal, Abdulrahman Aloda from Saudi Arabia, Igor Satira from Brazil, John Harley from Down Under, Brian Corbin, Stephen Hendrickson, Paul West, Eugene Webber, Michael Vestor. I think Cameron Phillips was actually disqualified from the end of the session. For some reason. Jan Whittaker, David McLean, Robert Barber, Jason Brennan, and Michael Dolan round out the 42 runners and riders in that one. But what a way to kickstart the Forefront Toyota GR86 Championship there, JP. That was a crazy race.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are, as you said, the boys from Syntec, well, you might as well take each other out. Why not?
Well, there we go. Shout out Sean Atkinson for that little nudge.
Hey, that's the thing. They had a good old go with each other, didn't they? And well, they battled, they fought, and well, they lost.
Well, the thing is this is actually a perfect opportunity because we've got the warm up underway. The fact is there is a prize pool up for grabs, $450 total. Nice. Pro and Pro-Am champion, respectively, $150. Runners, and that's each. Runners up for Pro and Pro-Am, $50 each. And third place in the championship standings for Pro and Pro-Am, $25 apiece. And a big thank you to Forefront Fabrication and Design, based out of Calgary in Alberta, Canada. It's probably very heavily snowy at the minute. Considering it is.
Take me there, Alex. Take me there. I want some snow.
Oh, yeah. And then we see, and what happens when we're in the UK whenever it snows? A little snowflake hits the ground, everyone panics.
And? What is this point you are trying to make, dear sir?
I'm just saying that some people don't like driving in snow.
I don't like driving in snow either, but I want snow. I think it would be amazing.
Yes. I can't remember the last time we actually had proper snow, but there is some forecast, and I know that Leicester's had snow already. Down in the east of England, not the southeast, because that's actually south of London. I've been well informed. It's due to hit early next week, and I'm like thinking, okay, fine. I mean, I think one of the best experiences I had, there was a company called Ice Driver, and I went out to Norway, and actually learnt how to drive on an ice, basically what was a lake fully covered with a thick old plonk of ice on it. And one of the instructors that week was a man that has now, unfortunately, just over a year after taking his first ever British Touring Car Championship title and moving into GTs, none other than Jakey Boy, Jake Hill.
Oh, okay.
And it was pretty cool to actually get some understanding from him. He's it's if anyone gets the opportunity to do any ice driving, do it, because like it's one of the most fun things. I think I even documented it on a. I'm gonna have to look back through the history of a previous YouTube channel that I had, and I can't get access to now for some strange reason. And I might have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, why not? I think the thing is as well is if you've had something like that is not something that you're going to do very often. Is it really?
No.
Ice driving is not something that's going to happen very often.
No, not at all. I think we had a Ford Focus as a front wheel drive car, and then the rest of it we had BMW 3 Series compacts, which were but then you get some of the ones that you see nowadays, and it's all we got these cars. It's like Porsche 911s on studded ice tyres. I'm like, yeah, okay, rub it in, because then there are places out there that I think do affordable ice driving. But hey ho, that's my rant about the weather and talking about things happening in the past. But we are getting set for our 25-minute feature for round one of the series. So let's have a look at the grid. It's Peter Woodmore and Ahmed Mohamed on row 1, Alexander Claudio and Joseph Lopez row 2, Terry Atkinson and Matt Parfitt row 3, Carlos Roman and Simon McPhee row 4, Dan Forster and Connor Pink will round out the top 10 ahead of Ryan Clark and Harry 7. Then it'll be Sam Berry and Alex Cubulus, Lee Martin and Matt Benson on row 8, Chris James and Josh Arnold row 9, Jack Holland and Aaron Myers rounding out your top 20. Daniel Wareham and Dinan Bronze will start on row 11 ahead of Matthew Massey and John Johnston. That is row 12 of the grid. And we go to Curtis Matthews and Casper Roost, Adam Goff and Roy Cardinal, Abdulrahman Aloda and Igor Satira ran at the top 30 ahead of John Harley, Brian Corbin, Stephen Hendrickson, Paul West, Eugene Weber, Michael Vester, Cameron Phillips, Jan Whittaker, David McLean, Robert Barber, Jason Brennan and Michael Dolan rounding out the 42-strong grid. So the lights are starting to ignite here at VIR for race 2 of round 1. Oh, that was a bit of a jump start there from Alexander Claudio, who gets a black flag. Daniel Wareham also gets a black flag as well, along with West a little bit further down the order. That's Paul West from Wales as the field spreads out nearly 4 wide going into the horseshoe for the first time. Oh, that was very, very close indeed, but more to the point, Peter Woodmore in the 289 has escaped like a rat up a drain pipe at the moment ahead of Ahmed Mohamed, our friend from Egypt, who showcased his prowess early. We have had Alex Cubulus and Connor Pink. They have hit trouble. They have dropped down the order, I'm afraid to say. It's not what they wanted. Jack Holland, I think, has dropped as well. So with that inverted top 20, that has put the proverbial cat amongst the pigeons on the opening lap of this 25-minute feature. But Pete Woodmore is away by just over a second and leads ahead of Ahmed Mohamed, Terry Atkinson, Alexander Claudio, and the highest placed pro driver at the moment is Mr. Zoomies himself, Joseph Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez there as well. Bear with, I'm not quite sure why all of a sudden it's all gone a little bit wrong. It's getting very warm, but I'm not quite sure that's doing that. Bear with, but Peter Woodmore out in front, leading the way. Ahmed Mohamed in behind him, Terry Atkinson in behind that one as well. So great fighting from all of these guys. Hopefully we will get this settled down straight away as much as we can.
Yep, so the first minute and a half has already elapsed as Ahmed Mohamed is in second ahead of Terry Atkinson. So the Egyptian ahead of the Brit. And more to the point, it is now into the roller coaster here on the opening lap, and very, very tentative approach to the roller coaster just to keep it on the black stuff by the 2-2-1 in the Pro-Am division. And more to the point, it is the case of, well, Alexander Claudio is going to have to serve that black flag penalty rather quickly and goes into pit lane. I think Daniel Wareham will be doing that very shortly. He dives into pit lane to serve his black flag penalty. So those two will tumble pretty much towards the bottom end of the field as we are on to lap number 2 with 22.5 minutes of this 25-minute feature race left to go. So please bear with us with the flickering. It's not down to any ping or anything like that, but at the moment Peter Woodmore is starting to extend his lead in the ITZ Racing 289 entry, leading in Pro-Am and the overall race at this early stage as he makes his way through in towards the Snake Complex, starting at turn 5A. But I now always say about this circuit, it's got 17 corners, so we'll leave it at that. So through turn 5, through turn 6, exiting the Snake, and then it's down to turn 7, 8 and 9 before we hit South Bend at turn 10, and then you've got to be very, very careful. There's the compression zone into the braking area, into turn 11, and then it's the 11 and 12 complex here at Oak Tree, and Peter Woodmore continues to lead the way. He's calmly just getting on with business at hand here at the moment, JP, because he's just thinking, okay, I've got clear air, I've got a nice little bit of a buffer between myself and second position. There's no need to panic quite yet.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing really for anybody to worry about here. From Peter Woodmore, Ahmed Mohamed, Terry Atkinson tucked in right behind as well. Carlos Roman still there at the same time with Joseph Lopez in there, you know, leading pro at the moment. Guys from the top 20 here who were at the back end. Josh Arnold moving up through the order. Sam Berry's moved himself up 9, up into 9th, up +4. Matty Benson +6 places. So gains for the guys at the front end of the field. So good job from all of them as they continue to fight it on here.
Biggest mover at the moment, Michael Dolan has made up 19 places from stone dead last and is now running in 23rd position at the moment. So he's neatly making his way through traffic. Saudi Arabia's Abdulrahman Aloda in the 266 has made up 11 spots, having started 29th on the grid, as there is, I think that's Chris James battling away with the likes of Matt Benson from Valhalla Motorsports, and also you got, well, Sam Berry's just got through on Dan Forster, so Mr. 329 Fresh Rubber managing to get his elbows out a little bit again, as we did see in race 1 before he unfortunately dropped the ball on the last lap of the race. So 5 minutes down, 20 to go, and it's just so nip and tuck, and at the minute, the way things stand, from Ahmed Mohamed in 2nd position down to Chris James in 12th, the gap is around about 4 seconds. So these cars are very, very tightly packed, as Matt Benson staying ahead of Dan Forster, who's just been passed. That's by Harry. 7 round the outside at Oak Tree. Oh, that was very, very close, but Forster had the inside line. He's got Chris James, who's now pulling to his left-hand side. And then you've got Ryan Clark, who's got Josh Arnold immediately by him. So this could be a bit too close for comfort. It's the 355. Oh, it's happened again. Josh Arnold in 2 separate incidents. 1 in race 1, 1 in race 2. And Ryan Clark's right rear hits the barriers hard.
The question was, what was the movement? Arnold, where are you?
He's drifted right. He's drifted right, isn't he? Yeah. And Ryan's gone to cover him.
The problem was there was a big old little gap in the middle of the 2 of them as well. And I know that's been a big thing at the moment as well. I read a Reddit post the other day of somebody having a good old own about the old internet issues between all of this situation. But I think at the end of the day, it's a very, very difficult one. Terry Atkinson just looks like he's just been pushed out a little bit there. Unfortunately, he's now down to, where is he? Down to 5th in class. And unfortunately dropped down the order for Atkinson down to 7th now. as well. So Joseph Lopez is there at the same time, leading the, well, he was leading the pros, but Matty Benson in behind him.
Yeah, and here you go. Well, here we see Matt Benson has got close company. Terry Atkinson trying to get through on him, and Atkinson has just thrown a bit of caution to the wind coming out of the State Complex as they're going to go through the S's and up towards South Bend, and Atkinson trying to do what he can. They nearly come to panel blows there, but Atkinson decides discretion being the better part of valor, lets Benson go ahead, and Benson clears him by about 2 or 3 car lengths. Coming out of South Bend at turn 10 and now through out of turn 12. Oh, that was a bit of a moment just ahead of, and that was Simon McPhee losing the back, nearly losing the back end quite significantly. But here comes Sam Berry on Terry Atkinson, and that's going to be like stealing candy off a baby because Berry's got the side draft at the moment. And oh well, oh dear. Michael Dolan has had dramas again, and he said, seriously getting annoyed, triples crashed again into single screen, which is probably why he had that drama in race 1.
Yeah, and it could be why this happened. Hoping we can pick it up here.
Oh
yeah, he's just gone off straight disconnect. So yeah, that could explain why that went on for Mikey Dolan.
Oh, well, at the moment, Peter Woodmore doing a really, really good job. Ahmed Mohammed doing a very sterling job holding on to that second position. He's got Carlos Roman and Matt Parfitt behind him with Joseph Lopez along with Simon McPhee. So Ahmed Mohammed, as we would very rightly say here, JP, is effectively the GR86 cork in the bottle when it comes to the situation we have now, because you know, your overtaking spots here at VIR can be very, very limited. But when you're someone who is just driving cleanly and keeping it on the racing line, he's got the right of way to do that.
He doesn't have to move. He can stay there as long as he wants. I'll tell you what, though, Peter Woodmore better take him for a beer because he's done an absolutely stellar job and given Peter a 3.5 second cushion. So for Peter, he needs to thank Ahmed, definitely. So yeah, but he doesn't have to move. He doesn't have to do anything. He just kicks on and carries through with it. So yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, that's going to be the case of how he can try and keep Carlos Roman behind him as they are making their way down towards turn number 14. So this could be a very decisive moment on how P2 gets to, Carlos Roman decides to go, right, Hail Mary, here we go. That is second position secured. And Ahmed Mohammed didn't really fight it. But, I mean, to hold on to second position at that, with the amount of cars he had behind him, I have to say, hats off to him for doing so well for that long. Because that's not easy in a one-make championship like this.
Oh, absolutely, and he's done a great job. The question is how easy is he going to make it for Benson, for Parfitt, for Berry? Who is Matt Parfitt? I think we need to have a chat. If we're long lost relations or something, well, as well.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm wondering if there's. I'm wondering if he's got forefront on his livery. He might have. I'm not 100% sure, Matt Parfitt. If he does, and if he's actually aligned with the company, you never know. You never know.
Maybe.
But well, because Forefront Fabrication and Design is a Canadian firm as well. But oh right, that's not going to go well because we just had Benson and Mohammed both go off the circuit, both get slowdowns, and that's another one for Mohammed. Here's Sam Berry trying. Oh, don't try and make it 3 wide, Sam. Sam, careful. Remember what happened last race. At this point, Matt Benson hanging on, Sam Berry's giving it everything and trying to throw the playbook plus the kitchen sink at the Valhalla Motorsports GR86 as they head down the compression zone through South Bend in towards Oak Tree. And Ahmed Mohammed, well, he got caught very quickly Benson made good his intentions, stuck his elbows out, and well, Ahmed Mohammed went, okay, right, it's probably not what I want to need to be doing. But the thing is that he's currently P3. He needs to do a lot more than what he's doing at the moment to hold on, because Matt Parfitt is coming at him, going into the roller coaster, and the Canadian is going to try and go around the outside of the Egyptian, and he's still there. I think there might have been a little bit of a rub between the pair, and Matt Parfitt still keeping his elbows out. They're going to go into hog pen, and Parfitt gets a little bit of a drift. Mohammed goes off the circuit, gets the slow down penalty. Simon McPhee able to go through. So Mohammed is going to slow down, serve that penalty. Hopefully, if he slows down enough. Chris James is getting his nose stuck in. Atkinson looking to make it 3 wide. Oh, what a dive bomb, but he goes deep. Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
Terry Atkinson with the send of a lifetime. He makes it 3 wide into turn 1, runs deep, and loses several positions on the bounce. Oh, no, Chris James. Oh, clean up on aisle 3 for the number 342. And look, oh, cool, hip check, and he nearly loses the back end again. Courtesy of Terry Atkinson. There's Joseph Lopez in the background. Oh my giddy aunt. I cannot believe what we've just witnessed in the last 5 or 6 corners here, JP. Terry Atkinson going underneath the Michelin bridge was 2 wheels on the grass. He's still trying to put chance his luck here. This is going to be an absolute slobber knocker.
All day, turn it the other way. Oh my God, he held on to it. Ahmed held on to it. Atkinson put him round and then pushed him right round proper way.
Yalla Habibi.
He pushed him round and then pushed him round again. So
oh my
managed to stay forward.
goodness.
But Terry Atkinson, dude, sure, what have you given him? Jesus Christ, he's been like a man on a mission these last few corners.
Terry Atkinson, he's like one of those little Yorkshire Terriers, always nipping at your heels and yapping at you for no apparent reason. So Terry Atkinson is like a man possessed, but he's got to watch his 6 because he's got Chris James closing in on him as they go into the roller coaster once again. And that is not going to be easy. You've also got the likes of Harry Seven, Joseph Lopez, Dan Forster, Simon McPhee, Lee Martin, who's not moved any positions up the order in this race so far. Currently sits 15th overall, but Chris James looking to the outside of Forster as Joseph Lopez comes in. That's unusual. I didn't see a yellow flag or a black flag by his name on the timing tower, to be honest with you there, JP. But whether he's sustained a little bit of damage, maybe as a result of incidents through no fault of his own. But meantime, this is going to be very, very... Oh, Peter Woodmore is going to lose... Is he going to lose the lead?
Carlos Romain.
Carlos Romain. Well, Carlos Romain, who is in the Pro-Am division. And look at Peter Woodmore. He's gritted all the way to the bank, isn't he? He's 6 seconds up the road from this battle, as Carlos Romain has got the 2 charges in the form of Matt Benson and Sam Berry. So it's Valhalla Motorsports versus Fresh Rubber. Ding ding round, however many you want to call it at this point, because we are less than 9.5 minutes here to go in this what has been an absolute firework-filled opening round of the forefront Toyota GR86 Championship. And coming out of turn 12 at Oak Tree, Sam Berry nearly got the run on Matt Benson coming out of that corner. He's going to be right with him as they go down the backstretch, heading into turn 14 at the roller coaster. So where is Berry going to put the car? Oh, this is going to... Oh, a little bit of a love rub there against the left rear quarter of the Valhalla Motorsports car. Berry's going to give it a try. And he nearly got forced out, but he had to open up the steering on that. This is giving Carlos Romain the opportunity to get away. 6.5 seconds is now the gap between first and second position. Sam Berry to the inside of the exit of the hog pen, and he's going to get the side draft here. He will have the inside line for the horseshoe here at turn 1, and Matt Benson is not going to give him any sort of opportunity to try and hold on to that position, but Sam Berry gets through just, but can he make it completed? The answer is yes.
Yes, at the moment. Yes, at
For
the
now.
moment. For now. Yes, for a minute. But I can just see this is going to keep going and going and going here. Now, what is Carlos Roman going to do? And all the reasons 6.5 seconds up the road is still Mr. Peter Woodmore. Still doing what he needs to be doing, and he's doing his job. He's getting on his bike, not making any silly mistakes, hitting his braking points over and over and over again. Ahmed Mohamed, he's now another cork in a bottle. He's got James, Atkinson, Foster, Martin, McPhee, 7 all behind him at the moment. So a great job from all of these guys here, but it's got to be a big shout out to Peter Woodmore. Out in front, not having any dramas. It's just basically doing what he needs to do and doing it very, very well. Matty Benson, Sam Berry. Berry needs to clear Roman, and Benson obviously needs to clear both of them.
Yeah, we have had some retirements, I'm afraid to say. Joseph Lopez actually has retired, it looks like. Egov Satiro, Michael Dolan obviously with the triples issue. But here comes Sam Berry, and that is now going to be P2 overall. Carlos Roman doesn't really want to fight it, but he's got to be very careful. He slots in behind Berry down the back stretch as they head towards the roller coaster. So they've got to try and see how things go onto the curbing. And Benson trying to use the outside line to maybe get the crisscross out of this particular part of the circuit, but Carlos Roman sturdy defending his racing line as they go through Hogpen. So now the battle for the lead is 6.5 seconds still. Matt Benson off the circuit, flashes the lights of Carlos Roman, but don't start doing that when you got Josh Arnold on your 6. Started flashing the lights saying to Carlos Roman, "Oi, sunshine, that wasn't right." Well, hang on a second, Matt Benson. Carlos Roman can park his car wherever he wants to because he's ahead of you. It's a battle for position. Yes, it's not for class position, but give the man a break. I mean, he's sternly defending at the minute. You can just see how calm Carlos Roman is. And now Matt Benson through a NASCAR bend, dives up the inside. That gives the opportunity for Josh Arnold to get through at left hook, which he does. And sometimes we know that patience is a virtue, JP, as the old saying goes. But you try saying to racing drivers, be patient. At that point, no, it was Matt Benson was getting very, very much infuriated.
Yeah, he was getting impatient. He wanted it. He knew he was fast enough. He could see Sam escaping up the road, and he basically wanted just to pass Roman as soon as possible. And he did. And he got the job done, but only when Roman gave him the opportunity to make it. That's all I'm going to say. Aaron Myers is sitting in 6th overall, up 14 places. Arnold up 14, Benson 13, Berry's up 11. So a big lot of gainers here for these guys. You see them there on the left-hand side. Vesta has got a slow down. Barber's, well, penalty. Barber's got a penalty also.
Yeah, and Terry Atkins has got a slow down as well. Barber's been excluded, so that was the black with the cross against it. So that is going to put Robert Barber, I think, out of the race, I'm afraid. So yeah, that's basically.
DQ'd, it will, yeah.
Yeah, he's been excluded. So it's not the first time. We had an exclusion in race 1 as well for probably the same reason, not serving your black flag penalty quick enough. There's Lee Martin closing in on his fellow Simtech teammate Dan Forster. Who went a little bit. That back end went very sideways. The left-hand side stepped out to the rear, and then Lee Martin managing to get up the inside. Whereas at the moment, Ahmed Mohamed defending against Chris. Is that Lee? Let's have a look. That is Ahmed Mohamed and Chris James, and they've rubbed panels going into the horseshoe. Chris James to the outside. Ahmed Mohamed defends his position via the racing line, so the Egyptian keeps ahead for the meantime. So we have 2.5 minutes remaining on the counter, and at the moment, well, Peter Woodmore, you can cash that blank check, good sir, because he is 5.2 seconds up the road ahead of Sam Berry, who's made up 11 positions. Josh Arnold, 15 places. And, Joseph Lopez, he just said, having connection issues. Oh.
Well, he did. I wonder if there's internet connection issues or hardware issues. I think it may have been internet issues. There was a couple of times he blinked out. One of the biggest things we do want to talk about at the moment is we are literally going to get probably one more lap out of this race. Sam Berry is 5 seconds back from Mr. Woodmore. Last time out, Sam Berry fastest lap of the race, 2:03.51. Woodmore 2:04.11. So not fast enough from Sam Berry.
Well, Aaron Myers has just done a 2-minute 2.9 on the previous tour, so looks like we are going to get 1+1 more because we're getting a bit close on that window. Peter Woodmore's last lap was a 2-minute 4, so this is going to be tight on time, but I think we're just going to make it. And yeah, so 2 laps to get, just on the cusp, I think. Just on the cusp.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 seconds to go.
Yeah, 3 seconds to go. So Peter Woodmore is now going to make us run around this circuit for just over 6.5 miles as Matt Parfitt diving to the inside of...
Miles got that wrong.
And that was on... Yeah, well, that was... that was with Carlos Ramirez. So... and that was who Matt Parfitt was trying to get up the inside of as well. So, yeah, Carlos Ramirez ahead of Aaron Myers. So Myers making up 14 positions, having started in P20, having won the opening race of the Forefront Toyota GR86 Championship presented by the Tanso Racing Group. And a big thank you to, at one point, we had over 30 plus viewers on the live stream here on the JP Broadcasting Network. And as it says via our Nightbot, don't forget, guys and girls, to subscribe, thumbs up, and turn on them bells. And yeah, we have had some, Sean, we have had some technical issues tonight. So if there are some liveries that are, I know that Josh Arnold runs in the SimTech livery normally, but you know, there's been a few technical issues that James has had to try and solve behind the scenes. So hopefully everything, you know, we should be good for next time out when we head to Roscommon for round 2. And more to the point, we are down to the final 30 seconds. Josh Arnold and Matt Benson are now going to go into battle, as we will have just over 3.3 miles remaining on the counter. Just coming up to the final 15 seconds. And what's... Oh. James,
no, it's great. It's checkered flag. It's checkered flag.
It is checkered flag. So we, it is 1 lap earlier. And Peter Woodmore takes the win in Pro-Am and overall here in race 2 for round number 1. How's about them? And Sam Berry, finally, well, it didn't happen in race 1. It happened in race 2. He wins the Pro Division, finishing just 4 seconds behind. And then you've got Josh Arnold and Matt Benson rounding out your Pro top 3. There's a lot of battling going on in the background. Ahmed Mohammed finishes in 8th overall, 1 step away from the rostrum for the Pro-Am division. But, well, what would you say about that? First race of the season, Aaron Myers takes the win overall in Pro. And then Peter Woodmore leads it from lights out to checkered flag here in race 2. Who would have thought of that on the Hollywood script, JP?
Nobody. Absolutely no one.
I know.
No one in the month of Sundays would have put any money on Peter Woodmore holding on to that pole position. I've got no words. Fair play to him. Fair play. Yeah. We've got a nice little battle here going on as well. Ryan Clark and Mr. Holland having a little bit of a ding-dong towards the back end there, and both of them have had bottom races, of course. We did lose Cubulus and also Matthews and Barber, to being naughty boys and getting a black and white. Okay, on that one. That was amazing. Well done, everyone, especially Fresh Rubber, Sam and Chris. And Wookie's having a suck up on the one before that. He's going to drop us both apples. Hell yeah. 30 boys and girls are the best broadcast on YouTube.
Thank you very much,
go.
Mr. Wookie Wanderer. Appreciate that. But yeah, we've just got Matthew Massey, I think is the last driver to...
Oh, that's not Michael's son, is it?
No, it's a completely... No.
Sure.
It's a completely different spelling.
Okay.
Because Michael Massey is in the former F1 race director, is M-A-S-I is his surname.
No, Mikey, no! That's not right! Anyway, I'll finish reliving that moment.
James Parfitt channeling is in a total wolf there. There we go. Right, here are your results for race 2, round 1 here at VIR for the Forefront Toyota GR86 Championship presented by the Tanso Racing Group. Peter Woodmore leads it from lights out to checkered and not only takes the overall win, but also takes the Pro-Am victory as well. Sam Berry wins in Pro, finishes P2, 4 seconds behind, ahead of Josh Arnold and Matt Benson, who ran out your Pro top 3. Carlos Roma takes P5, and with it second in Pro-Am, ahead of Aaron Myers. Matt Parfitt, the Canadian in the 293, rounds out your Pro-Am top 3. Ahmed Mohamed, Lee Martin and Simon McPhee round out the top 10. Chris James, Harry Seven, Dinan Bronze, Dan Forster, Abdulrahman Aloda, Connor Pink, Terry Atkinson, Jan Whittaker, Cameron Phillips and Alexander Claudio round out your top 20. Brian Corbin, Eugene Weber, Casper Roost, Adam Goff. Then we got Roy Cardinal, Stephen Hendrickson, Paul West, Michael Vester, John Johnson and Daniel Wareham round out your top 30. Ahead of Jack Holland, Ryan Clark, Matthew Massey, John Harley, Alex Cubulus, Curtis Matthews, Robert Barber, Joseph Lopez, Igor Sitiro, Michael Dolan and Jason Brennan rounding out the 41 that started the race. Unfortunately, David McLean had to duck out and wasn't able to make it for race number 2. However, we have got a couple of drivers standing by in the interview area. So I think what we'll need to do is bring in the one, the only, Mr. Fresh Rubber himself, Sam Berry. Sam, good evening.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm good. What the dickens happened in race 1, buddy?
Oh, mate, I don't usually do it, and I was fuming for like the whole 5 minutes of the warm up. I checked my mirrors, and I don't usually check my mirrors, and then I realised I broke 50 yards later, and then decided to mow the grass, which was great.
Ah,
Yeah.
Well, at least you got a little bit of redemption in race 2, picking up the Pro victory. I mean, the thing was, behind Ahmed Mohamed, our resident Egyptian here in the series, Peter was off like a scalded cat, and everyone had to pick up the pieces off the dinner table, didn't they? Yourself included.
Yeah, it seemed that way. Yeah. Yeah, it was an intense second race, actually. It was... I was concentrating quite a lot to try and get through the field on that one. It was good. Quite like the reverse grid. I haven't raced that before, so yeah, it was quite entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, considering, I think what was it? You finished P8 in the first race.
Yes.
And now you finish as the winner in the Pro division. That's probably, I think it's just given us all, even us here in commentary, a taster of how things are, how it sets the tone for the series, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite entertaining. I didn't really know what to expect going into it because obviously, as you know, I've done the GT3 for the Tanso. Didn't kind of know what pace people were on. I didn't know how aggressive people were, but I think with the amount of pace and the amount of aggression, or controlled aggression, I'd say, from all the drivers, I think, yeah, it'll make for some really good racing. Should be quite a lot of fun.
Brilliant. Well, next week we go to Rudskogen. You've done some lap times around there before, buddy?
No, not at all.
Well, you know what? I was coming, Sam. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Because nobody even knows where it is. What country is it in, Sam?
I couldn't tell you.
Exactly. Nobody even knows where Rudskogen is, mate.
But yeah, it should be entertaining. I'll put some laps in, a couple of laps in during the week, and hopefully I'll be all right. But who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Sam, well done tonight on the in the P1 in race 2, mate. Before we let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yourselves for the good broadcast. We had a lot of people on our stream saying the broadcast was top notch. So yeah, you guys and people putting on the league, and then the people who are in our stream backing us throughout the race. So yeah, appreciate it.
Brilliant. We'll see you next time out next week for round 2 at Rudskogen in Norway, my friend. Well done tonight.
Yeah, you would. Nice speaking to you both.
Take care, man.
Cheers.
Resident
Okay, well,
interviewer Casper.
our resident Danish wild child. Good evening, Casper. How are you doing, buddy? Good to see you again.
Good to see you guys again. I'm doing pretty good. I was a bit sad that I went from 18th to I think it was 29, but I got a few places back, so it's all good.
Yeah. I mean, you are definitely Mr. Positivity when it comes to GR86s here on JPB. Like, we can always tell that you've always got a smile on your face and you're always happy to talk. But that first round, 42 cars on the grid. What were your first thoughts before we went green for race 1?
My first thoughts was, well, right as we went green, I was just thinking, how am I going to get ahead of the guy in front of me? Because usually I'm pretty good at the starts, but if I don't have any clear way to go, that doesn't really help me. So it's like, I hope he's going to go to either one of the sides so I can get past, and then I hope that we get through the first few corners, because that is a lot of drivers compared to the last series, which is great fun.
Yeah, and then, still, at least at the end of the day, if you make progression through the races, it's always a positive. But next week, we go to Rudskogen, not too far away from your current locality, of course, the Norwegian circuit. You looking forward to that one?
Yeah, definitely. I haven't driven it, but I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Well, I think all I need to say is you better get yourself behind that wheel, my friend, and get some wheel time in ready for next week, yeah?
Yeah, that is definitely the plan.
Well, Casper, as always, a pleasure to speak to you, buddy. Before we let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Just the Forefront guys for making the whole series possible, and John for this being his last series that he's doing, and also to you guys for doing an amazing broadcasting job. It is absolutely great to watch afterwards.
Well, Casper, thanks a lot for your time as always, my friend, and we'll see you next week at Rudskogen for round 2.
Yeah, see you next week.
Well, that concludes our interview part of this broadcast here on the JP Broadcasting Network. James, 2 cracking races here at VIR to kickstart the Forefront Toyota GR86 Championship. Roll on Rudskogen, I say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be an absolute banger. Got to look for that. And if we get the same amount of cars coming through, that would be absolutely amazing.
Well, firstly, we want to say a big thank you to everyone that's been watching tonight here live on the JP Broadcasting Network channel here on YouTube. Don't forget to give us a like, share and subscribe. And whilst you're at it, we've got our links for our respective social media channels down in the description below. Also, a big thank you to the title sponsor of the series, Forefront Fabrication and Design, for their master craftsmanship with regards to fabrication over in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. You've been in the company of Alex Goldschmidt and James Parfitt here for the Forefront GR86 Championship presented by the Tanso Racing Group. So, from VIR, we head to Scandinavia as Rudskogen in Norway will host round number 2 of the series. We'll see you then, and until next time, race hard, race fair, and if in doubt, well, you better go flat out. We'll see you next time. Good night.